sweet children, you have come onto the field of action to play your parts. You definitely have to act. Yes, so Baba says that, when the soul is in the soul world, then the soul doesn't have a body. And even the subtle organs of the soul, the man and buddhi, they are in rest. They are not active. So obviously the soul is in complete, absolute peace in the soul world. But when we come here, then our man and buddhi, they are active, and we have a body, and there are 5 sense organs. So this is a field of action. This is a field where we have to act. So it cannot happen in this world that the mind doesn't create thoughts. It cannot happen that the buddhi doesn't get attached to some place or the other. It cannot happen that you don't see, don't hear, every second of the day. These 5 sense organs are active. Yes. Can you ask somebody to stop hearing? Yes. Can you ask somebody to stop seeing? No. So as long as the eyes are there, you will see, you will hear, you will feel. Can you ask somebody to, not feel the temperature from the skin? No, that's not possible. This is a field of action. In this field of action, the soul's subtle organs and the organs of the body, they are all fully active. In the soul world, there is no activity. There is no body, and the man buddhi are also inactive. But here it is not like that. So Baba says, here if you're trying to be thoughtless, yes, and people think that you can only be peaceful if you are thoughtless. But Baba says, it is not possible to be thoughtless in this field of action, because here the organs are active. If there is a mind, it will produce thought. It cannot become thoughtless. Even if you think about thoughtlessness, you say, you create a thought, I am thoughtless. Yes, so that's also a thought. If you create a thought, I am thoughtless, how do you become thoughtless without creating a thought you're thoughtless? So Baba says, you cannot become thoughtless in this planet. It's not possible. This is a corporeal world. You have a body. Your subtle organs are active. You cannot become thoughtless here. And Baba says that when people talk about peace, they are usually talking about thoughtlessness. So they are saying that, my mind doesn't think, my intellect doesn't wander, my intellect doesn't work at all, or, my sense organs, they don't see, don't hear. So sometimes people will just shut themselves up in a room, yes, and they will say, I just need peace. But then in the room, what happens? Your mind is going all over the place. Your intellect is catching signals from the past, future, this, that. Your fears are active. So Baba says it's not possible to be thoughtless in this world. So Baba says the purpose for which you have been sent here is to play your role. Yes, so Baba says, how can you not play your role? In this Karam Kshetra, in this field of action, there is no possibility of withdrawing from the role, not thinking, not... Yes, you have a choice about what you want to think, how you want to think, what thoughts, feelings you want to create. But not thinking is not a choice. And then Baba says, but you can be peaceful. How? So Baba says the original religion of souls is peace. Now, you know, this is one sentence we have heard many times. So in Hindi, it is said, Shanti Swadharam hai. So Shanti Atma ka Swadharam hai. Or in English, we are saying the original religion of the soul is peace. But, and Baba says that when you are in your original religion, then you are absolutely peaceful, you know. And one interesting way to understand is, sugar is sweet. If it is not sweet, it's not sugar. Yes. So just like, you know, the defining quality of sugar is sweet. You cannot have bitter sugar. Do you have bitter sugar? No. Sugar by definition is sweet. Sweetness is the defining quality of sugar. Similarly, peace is the defining quality of the soul. It is said, Om Shanti. Om Shanti means, I, the soul, am peace. So that's my quality. That is who I am. So Baba says, just like you cannot extract the sweetness out of the sugar, you cannot extract the peace out of the soul. But can the sugar become sour? Yes, if it is mixed with lemon. Yes, so then you have to separate it from the lemon so that you can taste its sweetness. Similarly, the original religion of the soul is peace. But now the soul is weaned away from the original religion. And what has gotten into the soul? It's the body consciousness. You know, it's the religion of the body, it's the religion of the world. So, you know, everything, these belief systems, they have gotten into the soul. And that is where the problem lies. So, you think you are a body, that's why you're peaceful, that's why you're peaceless. You think that you are defined by your relationships. You think you're defined by your attainments. That's what's taking away your peace. And in today's Murli, Baba also very categorically says that you have to move your intellect away from the religion of the bodies. You know, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. Because you see that these belief systems also drill into us many things which make us peaceless. So let's say that a soul thinks that I am a Hindu, and if I am not cremated properly by burning my, you know, my all that kriya karma and the rituals that have to happen after the death, then I cannot be in peace, right? So then that soul, because of the belief system, will not get peace. If the soul believes that, you know, if my body is not burnt properly or my body is not, the rituals are not performed, then that belief system takes you away from peace. And in religion, there are a lot of belief systems which are drilled into us. So if there is a belief system that if you don't light the diya, or you don't offer prayers, or you don't do this chanting and this and that, then if it is a part of your belief system and you're not able to do that someday, yes, maybe you came home and somebody has locked the home and you're not able to light the diya that day, and all evening you sit outside the home and then you keep thinking that today I cannot be in peace because I have not lit the diya at home. So Baba says there are so many belief systems in religions related to rituals, birth, death. Yes, so even about old age. So, there was this one brother, and he told me that I have always believed that if I don't go to a certain pilgrim place in the end of life, so he told me that when I am 70 or 60, I need to go to this place of pilgrimage, and I have to be there and only leave my body there. Otherwise, I will not get mukti. Yes, and then he told me that if I don't do that, then my soul will wander. And then he told me, sister, is that right? So I said, it is as right as you believe it to be. Because if it is your staunch belief system, then you will suffer because of your belief system. So, there are many things in the scriptures which are said, like you have to leave your body on the, on the banks of the Ganga, or you have to do certain rituals, or otherwise, your soul will wander. So Baba says these things are all the belief systems which take away your peace. And in religion, there are belief systems associated with different ages. So, you have so many belief systems. So there are belief systems drilled into you as a student, then as a grihasthi, then as a person who earns, then when you're close to your retirement, when you're going to die. So all of those things, they wreak havoc with your mind and they take away your peace. So Baba says, it is all this belief system when you identify with your body. Now if you think that I cannot be peaceful when the temperature is so and so. So let's say in your mind there is a conditioning that if the temperature is 40 degrees, then it is impossible to be peaceful. Then you cannot be peaceful. As soon as the temperature will start rising, you will start saying, I'm feeling hot, I'm feeling hot, I'm feeling hot. Now, what is making you peaceless? It is the heat. Is it the heat or the thought that you're feeling the heat? Yes, so that's the question you need to ask. So if it is in your belief system, if you have identified with the body, so the temperature that touches the skin, the eyes that see the sight, the ears that hear the sound, they will have an influence on your thoughts and feelings, because you have not understood that you are separate from the body. The body is just an instrument. And I remember in one Murli, Baba gave us a very good example. Baba said, just like, when you have a musical instrument, you have a mouth organ, let's say, and then it's up to you. You want to play it, you don't want to play it. Yes, so it's separate, it's an instrument. You want to use it, you use it. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. This body is also just like that. You want to hear, you hear. You don't want to hear, just unplug your attention. You want to see, you see. You don't want to see, just unplug your attention. You can be beyond heat and cold also if you just practice soul consciousness. And Baba says, being peaceful is the prerogative of the soul. If you're soul conscious, you can always be peaceful whenever you choose to be peaceful, because peace is your original religion. But when you train yourself to dwell in the religion of the body, the physical religion, the religion of the profession, okay, so when you are body conscious about what you do, what you have, then this is what is making you peaceless. So Baba today says, therefore you mustn't ask for peace, but must remain stable in your original religion. So Baba says there is no point asking for peace. So will it look nice if the sugar asked for sweetness? No. Yes. The sugar says, give me sweetness, today I'm feeling bitter. Then it doesn't make sense. It is like that, when the soul asks for peace, it is as funny as that. So Baba says, you just stabilize yourself in your original religion through understanding, through power of yoga, through just collecting your man and buddhi from all over the place, to seeing yourself and experiencing and realizing yourself as a star of peace, and there you are at peace. So this is what Baba is saying. And then today Baba says something very, very interesting. Baba says that Baba knows the predestined drama. Yes? Does Baba not know when there's going to be an earthquake, or when you're going to receive a jolt from your loved ones, or when there is going to be some betrayal or something? Baba says, I know all of that, and I especially know when there's going to be destruction, or when there'll be a flood or an earthquake. But he doesn't tell you what is the reason for that. So does Baba not love us enough? He loves us too much, right? So he should tell us, children, 2 years from now there's going to be an earthquake and there is a possibility that you die in that. So he should warn us in advance, don't you think? Yes, so so Baba says, I don't tell you in advance all of those things. Why? So today Baba says that although the Father knows what is going to happen tomorrow, he doesn't tell you. It is not that he would tell you today that an earthquake is to take place tomorrow. If he were to tell you this, the drama wouldn't be real. Yes? And the interesting thing is, the drama is repeating, but it is because we don't remember it, it is real. Yes, if we remembered it, it would lose its charm. So it's nice that the drama is repeating and you don't remember what happened last time. So first reason Baba says is the drama needs to be real and interesting. Yes. Do you like a person who breaks the suspense of a movie before you've seen it? Do you love that person or you hate that person? So sometimes, you are about to watch a news or a movie or something, and then somebody just breaks the suspense of it in the beginning. So, you're going to read a book. Of course, we don't do that now, but then when we did it, if somebody just told us the climax before we read the book, we would hate that person, right? Won't we? So Baba says, you want your movies to be real. So you want the fake to be real. You want your fake novel to feel real. And here there is a drama, and how can I take away the element of surprise or the element of, being interesting from the drama? So Baba says, I don't spoil your suspense. First thing is that. Second is, you have to observe everything as detached observer. Now what Baba is saying is, when the drama reveals itself, what do? Your job is to observe every scene as a detached observer. Even if losing the body is in the drama, what you have to do is, You have to watch while the drama takes away the body. Yes, you have to just, your job is to be a completely detached observer in every scene. And in Hindi, this word detached observer is called Sakshi. And in the Murlis, Baba says Sakshi and Sathi. So Baba says, when you make Baba your Sathi, your companion, then you will be Sakshi. Then you will be a detached observer. So Baba says that if you keep thinking about the situations that are going to come, then it's not going to help you, because they're going to come anyway. That's predestined. If an earthquake has to happen, it has to happen. No amount of preparation can save you from it. But when the earthquake comes, the readiness you need is to be with Baba and be a Sakshi. So Baba says, I am not telling you about things that you cannot control. I am giving you the knowledge, the understanding, the power, which helps you create a stage which enables you to respond appropriately in the scene which arrives according to predestined drama. So the scene has to arrive, but if you respond appropriately to it, then you win. Yes? And then Baba says, if you were to know in advance, you would forget to have remembrance of the Father at that time. Okay? Is that true? If today Baba says there's going to be an earthquake next Tuesday, then what happens? You start working tooth and nail, you start using all your power to avoid that earthquake. Don't you do that? Yes? You start running away from that place, you start preparing, taking measures that thing doesn't happen. But the interesting thing is, even if you did everything, that will happen anyway, because that is predestined. And then your focus is moved from remembering Baba and preparing how to respond to that scene to avoiding that scene. And then in the end, when that scene arrives, you are not in a position to remember Baba and move beyond that scene also. So this is why Baba doesn't tell you about the scenes. So Baba says, in order to see the final scenes, you have to become Mahavirs. So even if I told you about the final scenes, they will come anyway. And to face them, you have to become Mahavir. So Baba says, this is why I'm educating you about the knowledge, the purity, the yoga, the power of good wishes, which allow you to become a Mahavir in the face of that scene. You have to remain unshakable and immovable. In order to shed your bodies while in remembrance of the Father, you have to make your stage very strong. So there is a problem with a belief system in this whole thing. So you see that earlier we used to think that I am a body, and when the body is hurt, when the body dies, then I die. So I have to do everything to protect the body from being hurt and do everything to stop me from leaving the body. So it was all about that then. Now we know that I am a soul, I am eternal. Even when I leave the body, I take another one and I continue my journey. So my purpose is not to save the body from leaving or save the body from getting hurt, because if it is in the drama, it will get hurt. My purpose is to protect my stage while everything happens to the body, remember Baba, and prepare myself in my stage so that when the body is lost, I am eligible for a better body and circumstance in future. Okay, so Baba says, you don't have to avoid death. You have to prepare your stage to face death. And I teach you how to do that. I teach you how to leave the body in my remembrance. And that is what matters. So the first question that you need to ask yourself is, has that shift happened in you? That now you understand that it doesn't matter if you leave the body, what matters is what stage you leave the body in. Because people are only concerned about leaving the body, not leaving the body. But you understand that it doesn't matter if you leave the body, because you get another one. But what matters is what stage you leave the body in. Has that shift happened? Yes, because you see that it is very, very subtle, and you have to ask yourself these questions. You see, Baba says that life, death, fame, defamation, success, failure, heat and cold, yes, happiness and sorrow. These are body conscious experiences. You are in these, you're caught up in these when you're body conscious. For a soul, fame is the same thing as defamation. For a soul, whether you're in this body or that body doesn't matter. Whether you apparently were successful or failed doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for the soul whether it is heat or cold outside. So Baba says, but when you are in body consciousness, you are always caught up in these things. And then there is a very subtle belief system that when God is with you, you will never die. Yes? Or you will win over death. Or God is with you, you will never be defamed. Nobody will point a finger at you. No, but Baba says no. When God is with you, you will win over death, because when you leave the body, you will be so immovable and unshakable that you get a better body next time. That's the sign of Baba being with you. When Baba is with you, it's not that nobody will defame you. In this world where everybody is full of anger and jealousy and so many weaknesses, there will be many who will defame. But when Baba is with you, you will not stop because of defamation. You will not stop your purusharth. You will not lose your sensibility because somebody defamed you. If you lose your sensibility, so in today's Murli, Baba tells something very nice. Baba says, all the knowledge disappears when you become impure. Your intellects become dirty and you are unable to have yoga. So when you perform a sin, then these things happen. then you lose your clarity, you lose your intellect, becomes dirty, you are not able to understand what you should do, what you shouldn't do, you are not able to have yoga. But Baba says, when Baba is with you and you have done punya karma, then the sign is not that nothing will happen, but nothing will happen to you, which means that everything will happen on the external. People will do what they need to do. They will shout, scream, defame, they can even shout slogans about you, no problem. But you will not, your intellect will not lose clarity. You know who you are, what you need to do. And your yoga with Baba will not be disturbed. So when we come to Baba, Baba gives us a lot of understanding about what real success, real failure means. So in Sangam Yuga, you fail if you lose your yoga with Baba. You die when in your final moments you don't remember Baba. Baba says death is just a change of costume if you remember Baba in the final moments. And in fact, death is your stepping stone to heaven. Because when you leave this old body, you'll get a new one. So Baba says, just work on these belief systems, and if you are interested in knowing what will happen tomorrow, then you will be caught up in that. But Baba is not telling you what will happen tomorrow. Baba is preparing you about how you should be tomorrow when anything or everything happens. And in one Murli, Baba said this very nicely. So, there was some child who asked Baba, where will we be when destruction takes place? And then Baba says, wherever you will be with me. Jahan bhi rahenge, mere saath rahenge. And is that not enough? Yes, so Baba says, does it matter where you will be? Or is it enough that you know that you will be with Baba wherever you will be? Yes, so that is what Baba is saying. And then in the Murli today, Baba is saying that, Baba says that only Baba gives real knowledge. So whether it is surgery, whether it is philosophy, or whether it is even, the sannyasis, they give some knowledge. So Baba says they give you the knowledge of Hatha Yoga, but the knowledge of true yoga I give you, true philosophy, true surgery I teach you. So Baba says, I am the one who gives you true knowledge. And I will just share one experience with you in this regard. So there is this sister, and she is a psychiatrist, and she and I conducted a session together, and she is also in Baba's Gyan. And then I had requested her to just explain the stages of development of a child according to psychology. And then in that session, she explained that according to psychology, if a child receives this kind of sustenance in the womb, or after the child is born up to 2 years, if these things happen or that happens, then in adolescence this happens, then how the development is affected. So it was all about that, about psychology explaining the causes for how the development of children can get affected by the behavior of parents or the environment at home. And then after the completion of the session, when we were coming back, I asked her, so sister, you see, you have been studying this whole thing which science says for so long, and yet you see many cases where a child was just abandoned at birth, and then he turns out to be very exemplary in the world. And then there are also cases where a child received everything right. So, you know, all the tick boxes in your chart are ticked, but then the child turns out to be a disaster. So, how do you explain that? So, then she told me, sister, that explanation we don't get in science. That's why we come to Baba. And when we come to Baba, then Baba tells us that, you know, sanskars are not only created by birth or by immediate environment, but sanskars depend a lot on will, you know, and sanskars depend a lot on knowledge, and they depend on past births. And then every soul has its original sanskar. So they also depend on spiritual realization about who you are. And we did not know these factors until we came to Baba. So when we came to Baba, we came to know that realizing you are a soul can have such a deep effect on change of sanskars. Or, you know, realizing that you created those sanskars in past births, and now you can check and change them. That can have such a profound effect. So I'm sharing this experience with you because, you know, although we appreciate Baba in our life, sometimes we don't appreciate Baba enough. So sometimes we don't understand who we have found really. And you know, if you read the philosophy in the world, you can read many books on philosophy, and yet if you ask yourself, what do I need to do? That answer remains unanswered. That question remains unanswered because philosophy doesn't give you any direction about who you are or what you need to do. And then there is medicine, and there is so much of treatment happening, so much medical research, and so many hospitals getting opened up. But then everybody is getting sicker and sicker, even physically. And if you look at the amount of sorrow people are experiencing because of mental health, it's growing every day. So Baba says, this is the supreme surgeon, this is the ultimate philosopher. Baba is the yogi who teaches you true yoga. So we must appreciate Baba in our life, and we must understand who we have come to know. And Baba today says, how much love you should have for such a father. So I must ask myself every day whether I have that much love for Baba as one who recognizes Baba as he is, who he is, should have. Okay, Om Shanti.